to win, this is how you can do it.
Oh, let's go. You came to the right page because it's that time of year. It's time for the Men's Winning Circle Conference. The biggest, the baddest, the best men's conference on the planet. Bro, this ain't just a meeting over many days. This is a movement of men, listen to me, that want to win in what matters. And this page is your entry point into being a part of a movement of men that are no longer one-dimensional, winning in one area and failing in the areas they ought to be winning in. It's time to win. You heard me. I said it's time to win. And it's time to win in what matters. Spiritual life, I want you winning. In your health, I want you winning. In your integrity, I want you winning. I need you winning in your family, your marriage as a parent. I need you winning, and I need you winning with your brothers in your tribe. That's right. Get your shift together is what we're all about. And this year's theme, 2026's theme is free. Yes, sir. How many of you want freedom? Freedom in your mind, freedom in your marriage, freedom in your ministry, freedom in your finances, freedom to be a man of integrity, freedom to be the man of God. How many is sick of being in bondage? How many is sick of being stuck? How many is sick of being enslaved? This year is all about freedom, and we have brought the biggest and the best speakers. Oh man, listen, we done stepped the game all the way up. And so this is what I need you to do. I need you to register right now for this conference. Don't be that dude that's looking out on the outside like we had some over every year. I'm coming next year. I'm coming now. You coming this year. Lock in. Don't be the dude who doesn't pour into himself. Don't be the dude who just thinks that he got it. Don't be the dude that just thinks he's good. Don't be the stubborn dude that just says, you know what, I'm straight. Don't be the guy that says, I'm okay. Don't be the guy whose wife is begging him. You take some initiative and get free. The word says, whom the Son sets free is free indeed. So don't miss this movement. Get locked in, and the movement starts before the conference. It starts before the conference. So the minute you register, you'll be a part of our database, and we're going to prepare you for the conference. You ain't just coming to the conference. We're going to get you ready for the conference. Readiness for what? For freedom. So come on, locked in. Pick your tier of registration, and I will see you right here in Atlanta, Georgia at the Hyatt Regency on April 30th through May the 3rd. Every single day matters. Get here. And let's get free. Peace. What is a breakthrough? The definition of a breakthrough is a significant, sudden, and important advance or development in a particular area, field, or situation. It can refer to a major discovery, invention, or innovation that marks a significant departure from previous thinking or practice, which has the potential to bring about significant changes or improvements in a particular field or industry. What is a breakthrough? A breakthrough can also refer to a personal or emotional milestone or a turning point in one's life, such as overcoming a significant obstacle, achieving a long sought after goal, or experiencing a profound insight or realization. What is a breakthrough? A breakthrough is a significant and transformative experience in a man's life that has the potential to change the course of history, to change the course of his trajectory, and to change his life. I've been chasing breakthrough my whole life, not realizing I was chasing the victory over me. You see, everyone wants a breakthrough until it's time to do breakthrough things. How do you know you need a breakthrough? You need a breakthrough when, number one, you're in bondage to something, addicted to something. Something has more power over you than you have over it. How do you know you need a breakthrough? When you're successful at work, when you're successful in stuff, but struggling with life. How do you know you need a breakthrough? When you keep hitting the ceiling over and over again, and you know that there's more, you know the potential is greater. You keep getting
in your own way. Everyone wants a breakthrough until it's time to do breakthrough things. So if you need a breakthrough, you're in the right place. If you're hungry for a breakthrough, it's time to lock in. If you're finally ready for a real experience with God, you're in the right place. If you're finally ready to experience the healing that you've been seeking in your life, you're in the right place. If you're finally ready to find the courage to live your purpose, to pursue your dreams, and to walk the walk that you've been called to walk, you are in the right moment. If you are finally ready for a breakthrough in your marriage as a husband, in your parenting as a father, in your relationship with your own father, your own mother, you're in the right place. If you're ready for a breakthrough and you need the community that's going to push you to the next level of success and be safe enough for you to deal with your struggles and your jackups, you're in the right place. Jesus asked a man who was paralyzed for 38 years the most important breakthrough question that can ever be asked that I want to ask you right now. Do you want to get well? You didn't hear me. I said, do you want a breakthrough? Are you here for breakthrough? Did you come to be seen or did you come to get free? Sun Tzu in his book, The Art of War, says, the greatest victory is that which requires no battle. The greatest general is he who wins without fighting. Know thyself, know thy enemy. 1,000 battles, 1,000 victories. But I love the way the Apostle Paul said it. He said, brothers, I don't consider myself yet to have taken hold of the breakthrough. But one thing I do, forgetting what is behind and straining toward what is ahead, I press on toward the goal to win the prize for which God has called me in Christ Jesus. Press, brother, to your breakthrough. Press, brother, to your miracle. Press, brother, to your transformation. It's the running back that keeps on running that finally breaks through the hole into the end zone. It's the shooter that keeps shooting that finally finds his rhythm and knocks down the shots. Breakthrough is for the brother that keeps pressing. Keep pressing. Keep pushing. Your time is now. I said the time is now. I said the time is now. Breakthrough is not something that you're looking for. Breakthrough is something that you're living in right now.
he has something that is impactful for men.
This is hands down the most powerful and the most explosive men's conference.
This is not an event, it is a movement.
Hey, I was here last year. It was so lit.
I flew all the way from Toronto. The talks are phenomenal.
Everybody in here has something. If people knew about it, they wouldn't think the same way about you.
What's up? This is Katina Mobley. You need to be here. The reason why? Get over here now if you want to better yourself.
365 days later, and the Men's Winning Circle Conference is back. Come on, let's get it.
"100 young men are meeting in Atlanta. Don't give up now! Who's stepping up?" The road to greatness was never meant to be easy.
My favorite video, Jay.
We weren't made for easy. Hard is where we grow. Put your hand up so I can save you. Don't give up. Don't give up now. 100 young men are meeting in Atlanta, and I'll be one of them. Who's stepping up?
You ain't even that
Let's go. Perfect segue to the Men's Get Your Shift Together podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Myron. But because we talking about hip hop today, I had to bring out my hip hop name, Lil Ron. You didn't even know, huh? You didn't know my name was
And you
Lil
got the
Ron.
Atlanta hat on. And you got the Atlanta hat on, huh?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I can spit back in the day a little bit, man. I might drop some bars today. I might freestyle a little bit, man. We want to welcome y'all today, man, to another edition of Get Your Shit Together Men's Podcast. We got an exciting show today. We're fully loaded today, fully loaded. I don't think we've ever had this many people on our podcast before, Jay. But we're talking hip hop. Jay is the aficionado of all things hip hop. Well, he thinks he is. So we're gonna put that on display today. So our subject today is OGs versus the next gen, and what hip hop made us believe about being men. So, man, this is going to be a great conversation today. We have been blessed to have the one and only Dr. Jamie Kaulisar with us. I got a chance to attend his dissertation defense yesterday. This brother got a PhD in hip hop. I'm not lying. No, we legitimately have somebody here today that has a PhD in hip hop. The brother did his research on hip hop on the continent of Africa. Just brilliant brother. And so he's going to be here today. And of course, I got my family and my friends, and we're going to introduce them later. But, man, let's just get right to it, Jay. I mean, you got any man laws for us today, man, before we get this thing going?
Yeah, man, real quick, man. I was Men's Health has a segment on their platform called Gym and Fridge, right? And it shows celebrities and influencers and basically how their home gyms looks and how the refrigerators look, like what they're eating and stuff like that. And so, you know, that's one of my man laws that's the man law for today. Every man should have some piece of home gym equipment, even if it's a couple barbells or just or a kettlebell. Okay, you have to have at least. Listen, last week we talked about the tools, or I think it was the week prior. We talked about men having some tools in their house, drills, hammers, things of that nature. If you are a man, you gotta have some sort of home gym. I don't care if it's a pair of 20s. I don't care if it's an ab roller. I don't care if it's some push-up bars. Every man should have some piece of home gym equipment, bro. Like, I got a nice list. Hey, listen, I got a nice little home gym at the crib. I done been to Lil Ron's house. He has a nice little home gym. He got a Peloton, bike, all that good stuff. Every man should have some piece of home gym equipment. Just like I said, man, they sell it at, you know what? They even sell home gym stuff at 5 and below. It ain't got to be as crazy as, a Peloton, treadmill, all that stuff. Just have something, man. Some 20s, 15s, something. Ab roller, something, man. Because Because if you can't make it to the gym, man, you should be doing something at home. And that's another one.
Why do you feel so strongly about that? I mean, so what do you say? So you're saying if a man doesn't have any kind of, what are you saying about him? What are you?
Oh man, I don't even know, man. Listen, I done told my group chat, man, I'm gonna quit talking to y'all, man. If y'all can't bench 225, man, I'm about to start just deleting dudes out of my contacts, man. I can't bench 225, man. At least one time, man. At least one good rep, bro.
You can bench 225. Why is 225 is the standard?
Multiple times, brother. Multiple times.
That's good. That's good. That's good.
Can you bench 220? I ain't gonna ask you, man.
Hey, listen, there's a video of me. There's a video of me benching 225, and let's just say that I did bench 225.
There you go. You got it up. You got it up. Pause.
It was ugly. Pause. Come on, bro. It was ugly. It was ugly, but I did get it up. I got it up, man.
My man.
I got what they call that grown man strength. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
I need to turn it on. I turn it on. I ain't gonna, I ain't gonna get whooped out here. I might lose the fight, but I'm gonna get some in.
I'm gonna get y'all the benefit, man. 135. Really, I say 135 because I know that 225 is heavy. But like you gotta at least get a one plate on each side, 145 plate on each side. You know, if you can't do that, man. If you can't do that. If you out here doing
everybody know who works out. I mean, we got a workout aficionado on here right now. We got O'Shea. Matter of fact, I'm gonna bring O'Shea in right now. We got some young YNs on here today. Let me just, O'Shea, I'm bringing you in early because I just want to get your opinion. Do you agree with that? He said at minimum, we know that you are a trainer and things of that nature, and you've been known. You even admitted that you were scared to go to the Diamond Gym, but that's a whole nother conversation.
Hey,
I'm calling your manhood out on that. Hey, but O'Shea, do you agree with that? That 225 is like the minimum for a grown man? He should be able to.
A grown man with a family, all that. You got stuff to protect. I ain't gonna lie, you gotta put up 225. You gotta put up 225. You got to. If you pass 21, you gotta be able to put up 225. For sure.
Hey, bro, I know for a fact that Jamie is not lifting 220. Dr. Kalasar, we know it. And Jason is lying. We need some video footage of you lifting 225, man.
There's video footage on my page. I put it on my IG story, bro. I am a ox, okay?
Yeah, you got that.
I am an ox.
You got that prison body. You up top, you strong, but you can't squat. You can't squat 350.
I can squat 315, bro. There's video footage of this, man. I'm an ox. I am an ox.
All right, man. O'Shea, man, he settled it, man. He said, listen, you can't, minimum 225. Anyway, bro, let's get into this conversation today because we don't have a lot of time, and I'm almost sure, Jason, this is going to have to be like a part 2 on this. We want to talk today about hip hop and manhood. This came as a result of having a conversation with this brother right here, and we just need to pause right now and show some love. And by the way, don't call me out this time and say I just told you 25 minutes ahead of time before you got on here. You threw me under the bus last time. But brother, listen, man, we're glad to have Jamie Kalasar on here. He was already Dr. Jamie. This brother, he's so thirsty for knowledge and recognition, I might add. He went another doctorate. So now he got 2 doctorates. This brother got more degrees than a thermometer, man. Congratulations. He got a PhD in hip hop. Jamie, I got a chance to be at your dissertation defense yesterday. Proud of you, brother, man, and glad that you're on here. You kind of inspired us to have this conversation today. So welcome. And now I want to, let's see, I got to bring all these people onto the stage, man. I don't know, we got space. And we got my boy. He's been on the podcast many times before. He also is a hip hop head. My brother, Osakwe Akintunde. Yes, sir.
Come on.
Don't let that white name you got in front of you fool you. He ain't Zach. His name is Akintunde.
What's happening, y'all? What's going on? Good to be here.
Yes, sir, brother. Glad to have you as well. And let's see who else we got on here. We already introduced the one and the only O'Shea Maddox. Brother was spitting game over at the Super Bowl about hip hop. I was listening to him and my son Camden talk. Let's bring Camden in here as well. Got Camden has made an appearance. These brothers were having a grown man conversation, Zach, and I was shocked. So I remember back in the day when they would be playing with little figurines in the background, yelling at each other like in some invisible world. Anyway, fellas, man, glad to have y'all here. Let's just get right to it. And I'm going to just put this question out here. And Jay, Man, you just jump in here, man, where you feel like you need to. But I want to ask this. I want to just kind of put this statement out here and just kind of get y'all's reactions. So hip hop didn't just entertain us. This is a statement. They say hip hop didn't just entertain us. It helped raise us. The question is, did it build us into men, or did hip hop mislead us? And the reason I'm asking that question is because there are a lot of people out there, and I want you to just, you spit, you guys just take the position any way you want. But there are a lot of people out there that are negative about hip hop, especially in, like, I would say, non-Black spaces. I mean, they buy our music and stuff like that, but I'm just saying the characterization of hip hop has been mostly negative from a media perspective, I would say. But I know you guys on here are all hip hop heads. I'm the only one on here who is not a hip hop head. While they was listening to Nas, I was listening to Fred Hammond. You know what I'm saying? So I'm here to learn. And so I'm going to facilitate this conversation as a student. Y'all teach me today. What did hip hop teach you about life and manhood? Was it good or was it misleading? So, man, let's just give the floor first to Dr. Kaulasar, who is the he the GOAT now of hip hop. He got the PhD in it. Talk to us, man. Hip hop. What?
Man, so, you know, that's a good question, right? And whenever people bring up a topic like that, talk about the hip hop fail us, I think it's more so in the sense that how did the government fail us, right? How did systematic oppression fail us? Because hip hop is a reaction to that. When you look at from its inception to where it is today, it is always calling out, you know, the systematic oppression. Like Jay-Z has this bar. He's like, Mr. Governor, I swear there's a cover up. Every other corner, there's a liquor store. What's up? Come break bread with us, right? So it's always been a genre that is shedding light on the bigger picture. It's like blaming the victim, but you're the one causing the atrocities that they're talking about. So let's remove, did hip hop fail us? Let's talk about the real culprit. That is the people in elected offices, the thugs that wear three-piece suits, that promote policies, that create ghettos, that responds to music that the way it is. That's my answer to that.
For sure. When I sat in your dissertation yesterday, and I'm gonna let some of the other brothers weigh in, you kind of helped frame hip hop from a long-standing tradition in African culture of the oral tradition. And that hip hop is really no different than Nicky Giovanni, no different than the griots or the prophets, even, if you will. It's just more, the art form has changed, if you will. Could you give us a definition of hip hop just for those folks who are here to learn?
Yeah, I mean, hip hop is bigger than just music. It is a culture, it is an art form, it's a way of language. Hip hop also incorporates graffiti. Hip hop incorporates the way that we dress and the way we walk. You could even sum it up to be, it is a culture, right? And the one thing that's beautiful about it is that it's one of those cultures that does not care about where you're from, what color your skin is. Like, I'm seeing videos of Big Daddy Kane in Germany rapping in front of, you know, J. Cole doing world tours, Kendrick, and these people are just gravitating because it is literally the millennial music of the oppressed, right? It is the music that people who are oppressed, people who are marginalized, that resonate with, that turn to. So when I talk about the definition of hip hop, I look at it as a cultural phenomenon that started with oppressed groups in the Bronx, but I mean, American, but also the African tradition of the oral tradition of the griots that brought it to America, and we still mimic those styles today.
Okay,
and
go ahead.
And like,
go ahead.
I think nowadays that's where the rub comes in at while we're having these conversations about OGs and the younger generation, because, you know, hip hop not only kind of gave me my conception of being raised as a man, but it also had me have my love for blackness. Groups like Public Enemy, BDP, Eric B. and Rakim, Poor Righteous Teachers. You know, that gave me my love for blackness. You know, and it's like we see the new generation where it's not really being brought in on the forefront of, you know, you kind of being manly and loving your blackness. You know, the new generation, we see guys, you know, with their fingernails painted, you know, some guys wearing dresses, things of that nature. So, you know, me as Unc, aka Big Bruh, somebody like that, I'm just like, you know, where is our identity as black men? Because, you know, we want to talk about the bad stuff, like, you know, the guns and the drugs that we always, you know, the government always loves to talk about, but we don't talk about the love for blackness and self-awareness that came out of hip hop. You know, that's kind of, I'm not going to say that's missing now because it is there in some groups, but in the 80s, in the early 90s, it was at the forefront. You know, it was there. It was pushed, you know, love yourself, know your community. It was at the forefront of that, you know, so now it's kind of like not there as much.
Yeah, et cetera. Yeah. Go ahead, Zach.
Yeah, I was just piggyback off of what both of them said. I think they pretty much said it all, quite honestly. But to Jamie's point, you know, the only thing I would add to it, or a different angle, is that, you know, hip hop has been therapy, right? It's therapy for the artist, it's therapy for the listener. Because to Jamie's point, it's just a reflection of it's an expression of what is going on in their life, their perspective. And we know that therapy is really about getting out what's inside, because if you hold it in, sometimes it goes in the negative direction. And so I just firmly back up what Jamie was saying there. It's all about, you know, what's been going on in society, systemically, and all of those things. That has been a reflection on our life, and our expression is just a reflection of that. And so we do that in our everyday life, but these people happen to be talented to bring it out in an art form. And so our hip hop is definitely not to blame for anything. It's just an expression of what is going on.
I heard somebody say they felt like hip hop has done more for the self-actualization, the identity of black men than the church has in the past. I guess, generation. And they've also said that hip hop is the new Motown. So what Motown did, and what I think R&B did for my parents' generation, is what hip hop is doing now. And it's funny because James Brown is the most sampled artist of all time in hip hop, and James Brown was my dad's favorite, and I think, you know, my dad he likes hip hop because it sort of reminds him of what he experienced in the juke joints, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. So it seems like a continuous journey. So I want to get these young brothers in here. We brought them in here for a reason. Basically, Jason kind of threw an alley hoop. He said this new hip hop is trash. That's what he's saying. I got y'all running out here wearing.
I did not say that.
That's what he said. They wearing fingernail polish. Let's be honest. The new hip hop is not as masculine and it's not as like pro-black man. It's if anybody can be like, honestly, I had a hard time, even as a guy from the outside. I'm just like, almost felt like, yo, stop saying Eminem is the GOAT. I just felt like hip hop was a black thing. And now that we have just started allowing other people to come in this thing, honestly, there's some old heads who just don't feel like. Anyway, I want to bring y'all in. Let's start with Cam. Cam, is this new hip hop trash that you're listening to? Why? What are you listening to and why?
Listening to?
My generation's music is definitely not. I think it's just a money grab thing. Like, people just make music to go trend and get money and get famous and stuff. That's what I think now. I don't listen to none of that new stuff like YoungBoy. I used to listen to YoungBoy and people like that, like YoungBoy, Lil Baby, but they don't be talking about nothing like real, anything like that I relate to. So like, I'm not rapping about guns, and I've never, you know what I'm saying? I don't do that. So but I listen to J. Cole.
I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that you're not involved in.
You got a good dad.
Right?
Good influence.
I listen to J. Cole, really probably my favorite rapper. I listen to a lot of like chill, like R&B stuff too, though. But J. Cole is my favorite rapper. I like a lot of old stuff. I like Nas. I like Jay-Z. I started getting to Jay-Z. Jay Electronica. I like him. Uncle Jason sent me some songs about him before. Yeah, I like a lot of I like when they sample old songs, like the old R&B songs, and they talking over it or rap. I like that. That's more so my type of music.
Okay. O'Shea, is hip hop good for black men, and why?
See, nowadays, like Cam said, it's a money grab, and it's either a money grab or a lot of dudes and like a lot of rappers like Lil Durk or King Von, they'll rap about their experiences in the hood, and that's the experiences. So like you can't really hate on it for real. But then it just promotes like more violence and more of the stuff that's going on in our community. So I don't think it's necessarily that kind of rap is not necessarily good for us, in my opinion. But like me, I don't even tap into like Cam said, I don't even tap into that. I straight J. Cole. I feel like that's like where I got my identity in like being man and like just being black. Like a lot of that stuff came from the older style of hip hop and what they're talking about majority of the time than like the newer. Because it's really just a lot of BS. I ain't gonna lie.
So, but let me push a little bit further with these young boys real quick. Then I want to bring the OGs in because I have a question for y'all about the new hip hop versus the old hip hop and whether hip hop is losing its way. But let me just ask. I'm gonna go back to O'Shea and then I'm gonna go back to Cam. So, like, what is? I'm a novice, right? What is J. Cole saying that makes you want to listen to what he's saying? Like, you sound like y'all more mature now. Y'all not running around wearing, you know what I'm saying, superhero outfits, you know what I'm saying, in person. You've grown up a little bit, all right? But I'm saying, why does J. Cole appeal to you? What has he said that's made an impact in your life?
So J. Cole, my favorite album is the For Your Eyes Only album. And that album, honestly, like, growing up, like from like when I was little, like growing up and listening to like all the new artists and like young boys, like you said, like Future, all them guys, like Baby and stuff. Like I didn't realize that the message they were pushing was negative in a way. Like it just kind of seemed like whatever they was talking about is what a nigga's supposed to be on. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's drugs or guns or whatever, like that's what a real nigga looks like. But then I got older and I listened to J. Cole For Your Eyes Only, and then it kind of changed my perspective in a way where it's like, because in that album he's saying a real nigga's supposed to love their family, a real nigga's supposed to take care of their woman, real nigga's supposed to love, take care of their daughter, and he talking from his friend's perspective how he lost his life and wish he was there for his daughter and whatnot. But I'm just like, wow, like this is the biggest misconception in the black community, in my opinion. Like when it comes to men, like. Yeah, honestly, and that's what resonated with me the most. I was like, if I wish that every black young brother in the hood could just listen to this album, just to get a different perspective, because what you're doing out there is not a good representation of what a real nigga is supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I was.
That's good. Yeah. How about you, Cam? Weigh in. Well, I mean, to the question I asked.
I mean, pretty much everything O'Shea said, but just like J. Cole he just shows like you don't have to try to be something you're not, or like it's okay to be a good dude, you know what I'm saying, dress nice, not flashy, 10 chains on, like selling drugs. It's okay not to do that. Like he's not specifically saying, you know what I'm saying, but like he also be saying stuff like just to help with like morals and stuff like that. Like be thankful. You know what I'm saying? You never know what's gonna happen. You never know what somebody else got, blah, blah, blah. There's like my favorite song by him is Love Yours. And he's just basically saying, be thankful. Cause you don't know, like you don't know what you're gonna lose, you don't know what somebody else got, what somebody else dealing with. Like you're never gonna be happy till you love whatever you have. And that is probably one of my favorite songs ever.
Kind of sounds like the Be Grateful by the Hawkins. Yeah. I know that song. Go ahead. Jump in, Zach. Mm-hmm.
That's a great point that you made. So you drew that correlation to the Hawkins, right? Because to me, what these guys, these two particular, because like you said, we know them from when they were doing their superhero thing. Obviously, I'm O'Shea's father.
I'm gonna pull that picture up, by the way, for the audience.
But I think, but there's nothing new under the sun here. Right. Because so I grew up with hip hop. I remember my bus driver in kindergarten, he was playing Rapper's Delight on the bus. Like, I was born in New York, like right where the Mecca is, everything like that. So I remember all of this. And there were artists that, like we talked about earlier, that were reflecting what was going on in the streets and whatever. But that wasn't the same as what was going on in my streets, right? It didn't resonate with me. Like, I liked the way it sounded. It was dope, all that kind of stuff. But I couldn't relate to it completely, because what those guys were going through in the hood and whatnot, I wasn't in the hood. Right? But so to Camden and O'Shea's point, for me, I really started. I resonated with Tribe Called Quest, De La Soul, groups like that. Like Jason said before, Poor Righteous Teachers, like those cats, like particularly De La Soul, Tribe Called Quest. They were from Long Island. That's where I was from, right? And they call it stuff like backpack rap. They were just regular guys that had a great talent, and they would just talk about regular stuff. And a lot of them had both parents and all this kind of stuff. And so that's what resonated with me. So I guess my larger point is that hip hop, again, is an expression, and it can cover the full spectrum of experiences, and the listener relates to what they actually see in their environment. Like, okay, the drill rapper, them dudes in O Block in Chicago, yeah, that stuff is like, it resonates with them because they see what these guys are talking about. You know what I mean? And so hip hop is just, it's more than what gets all of the attention. It covers the full spectrum of life in every single angle.
It seems like people are just somebody to relate to. I'm gonna go to you, Jason. What I'm hearing is like, I was listening to this because everybody was listening to this, and then when I saw somebody like me and they made it cool, you know what I'm saying? Then I was like, yo, I'm vibing with it. I can relate to what I am hearing, and I don't know, but it seems like maybe as times have changed, Black people have become more well off. People like Kanye and others who ain't necessarily hood per se, but are, smart, educated, got different styles, different vibes resonating with people. So the new style versus the old style. I know, Jason, you want to get in here, but if this new stuff is called hip hop, I know some folks are saying it's trap. What's the difference? But I don't like it at all. To me, this is nothing like what I grew up listening to with Eric B. and Rakim, EPMD, and things of this nature. And even the young boys thinks it's trash, but it seems to be selling. I think Drake is trash, personally. I know that's blasphemy because he's so talented, but he doesn't fit what I'm used to in hip hop. And I almost sound like an old church person who's like, I don't like this new gospel because it's not like what I grew up with. But to me, it's the message that I'm hearing that's not that pro-Black man, masculine, whatever. So OGs, get in here. I know you want to get in, Jason, and then we go to Jamie.
Yeah. I gotta put a full-on break stop on the conversation, man, because being in the space that I'm in, I have to evolve with the music. You know what I'm saying? And so
DJ, you're a DJ.
Yeah, so I have to listen to the newer stuff, and there is some really, just because it's different, it does not mean that, it's not good, because, we got some guys in there like Gunna, Lil Baby, even though the message is not what we like, the flow is on point. You got Baby Keem in there, you got Kendrick in there, you got 21 in there, like these guys, if you listen to it, they are going crazy with the bars. It's just in a different way. You know what I'm saying? And at just one point, man, the glaze on J. Cole in this chat is crazy. The glaze on J. Cole that y'all doing is crazy. All right,
it's
crazy.
No, you putting 21 Savage, Gunna, all these guys on the same level in terms of true to the game as Nas and these guys?
No, I'm not. But what I am saying is, let's not just throw away their music and say, they're not hip hop. We have to evolve with the music. Just like what you were saying, like the Jungle Brothers. They didn't sound like Tribe Called Quest. Outkast. They didn't sound like Tribe Called Quest. So it's like we have to evolve with the music and give these younger generations a chance to kind of tell their story in their art form, how they want to say it. Everybody's not going to sound like Jay-Z.
Anything goes. All right, go ahead, Jamie. I know you want to get in. I think the young brother's trying to get into. Go ahead, Jamie.
Yeah, I hear what Jason's saying, but the evolution of the art and styles change, and everything changes, right? Dress, all of that stuff, and sometimes we get stuck in the bubble because we're accustomed to things the way they are, and we like them to stay that way. So it's inevitable that hip hop has to evolve. I'm not really with some of the money grab artists that are out there right now, and I think primarily for me the reason being is because I miss some of the lyricism that the hip hop that I grew up with. That it seems, and someone said this to me. I don't know if someone said this to me. He said the rappers we listen to, OGs, they talked about selling drugs. The rappers today are on the drugs, right? And so it's slurred. It lacks the kind of like nuances, the double entendres. And then I also think too, there's a trinity within hip hop that sells. It's murder, money, and misogyny, right? And these record labels push that, and they stuff it down our throats. It's on TV all the time, so that's all we see. So we miss the Baby Keems, right? We miss the Lil Babies or the Lil Baby songs that's talking about what's happening in the world and things of that nature. So I think that also the other thing I think that killed hip hop was the advent of the internet. YouTube. Before to become a rapper and to get signed, you'd have to freestyle in front of people. You would have to show your skills. Now you could just turn on the computer and they got what was called bedroom pop or whatever it's like that, and you just turn on the YouTube and you just start rapping. People like it, then you blow up, and then you gone, right? And that's why I love J. Cole's song 1985, right? Like that song was so prophetic.
More J. Cole plays.
Yo, I'm a J. Cole head too, man.
Playing that trash, Jason. This man's a DJ, and he's telling you he's playing that trash. It's trash. The man, Dr. Kalasar is telling us it's misogyny. What else? It's money, and what else is it?
And it's murder, man.
And murder.
That's and let me say this. That's what sells in America too. That's the movies. That's the books. It's not just, don't blame hip hop just for that. That is just a thing in America. We love misogynistic. I would say but we do misogyny on TV with all the different Real Housewives and all that other stuff, and the degrading of women. The murder is in all the movies. We tend to go see those, and money, right? Capitalism drives everything. Cream.
Jamie, Eric Johnson said on Instagram, he said most of today's rap is not hip hop, it's hip hop. So so hold on, let me ask. Go ahead. I know Cam and O'Shea, they was chopping at the bit to get in. Go ahead. What was the point y'all wanted to make?
Because I wanted to ask Uncle Jason
a little bit. Go ahead.
Who you listen to, Uncle Jason? Like, why don't you like J. Cole? Like,
I mean, J. Cole is nice. I love J. Cole. I just think that his music is a little snooze fest a little bit. I know he just dropped that album, and then Baby Keem just dropped his album, and Baby Keem just made his album look completely not relevant of the times right now. I think that music has changed. Music has changed, the sound has changed, and I think that we got to give some of these newer artists a chance. I mean, you got guys out there like JID, like awesome lyrics, nice, but we don't look for the newer artists that have that good message, that good flow. We want to jump right on top of, the guys that's in the forefront. We got guys like Tyler, the Creator, super talented, super Don Toliver, Travis Scott, these are newer artists that are phenomenal, so it's not all about
anybody's not saying that they're not talented. I think
right. I'm just saying, give them a chance because they got something to say too.
All new rap. I just specifically, who I'm talking about, the young boys and people like that. But I like Baby. I'm gonna check Baby Keem album out. I ain't listen to it. I'm gonna listen to it.
Yo, honestly,
go ahead, O'Shea, and then I'm gonna get Zach in here. I know he was chopping at the bit also. Go ahead.
Yeah, honestly, I would say that like it's not like a talent thing. Honestly, like I feel like those guys, like they are like elevating. They're taking what the influences of the past and they're making it something new, and they're doing that thing, and it's great. Like the sound sonically, it's amazing. But I think that like a lot of us, we get caught up in the sonic like in the sound, and we're not really paying attention to the words, and the words can influence you in a way that you don't even know.
Come on, Shay. Yeah,
you know that's why I've been that's why I've been low-key like staying off that kind of rap, just because like I don't want to be listening to just like 24/7. That's not just good for my brain. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would rather have something of positive influence in my ears that also sounds good, and it's harder to find that nowadays than it is probably back in the day. I don't maybe
empty
not.
Calories. It's a bunch of empty calories, man. It's eating frosting, man. Go ahead.
Ain't no substance, man. Ain't no substance out here.
Let me let Zach and Jamie round us off, and then I got to make a shift because we don't have much time left to talk about how hip hop has impacted manhood and how it's impacting manhood, good or bad. Let's be honest with it. Go ahead, Zach.
Just real quick, man. I love new artists. It's just about what resonates at the end of the day. And what resonates just doesn't necessarily match what's commercial, right? And again, it's like there's hip hop for everything, every type of person, every type of experience, and it's about tapping into what resonates with you. And so, new artists, old artists, it doesn't matter. It's all about the message. Of course, the sound got to be banging. It's got to appeal to you, but it's all about finding the message that resonates. Whether it's new or old, and I appreciate new artists. You mentioned JID, love that dude, man. He's great. Great.
Yeah, and I wanted to also quickly mention, like, I'm not gonna sit here and act like we ain't have whack rappers when we was growing up too.
Yes,
we had corny music.
Nah, we didn't have no whack. Nah, bro, nothing was whack back there. Nothing was
bro. We had Whoop. There it is. We had who else was out back in the? We had Youngin. I'm too sure. What is it? I wish I had a girl. I wish I would call her. I wish I was a baller.
Yeah, man. That's a banger.
We had Two Live Crew,
right? That song, though, by the way. I just want you to know.
Yeah, we had too.
Yeah.
What about Humpty? What was the name? Who's the dude that used to say
Digital Underground? Don't you dare blaspheme Digital Underground. Tupac came out of Digital Underground.
Their history is legit. What's the name of that show that called Unsung? I watched Unsung on them. That was really good.
So like a history. Yeah, so like a history lesson, like Rapper's Delight was not accepted by hip hop community.
Yeah,
that's why the message came out with "Don't push me because I'm close to the edge," because people in the hood rejected Rapper's Delight because it was commercial, and that's not what was happening. And the message, they released the message, and that's what resonated with the street. So there has always been this battle with commercialism, money grab, however you want to call it, throughout hip hop. Once record labels saw it and found a way to make money off of it, to exploit it, you're gonna always have this battle in between. And you can even bring that to the church too, right?
Yeah.
We see, remember, Myron, we were having this conversation about capitalism, right? Some of these preachers getting money from the government or from whoever, and they change their message, right? Because they want to get that money. So I think there's always going to be that kind of ebbs and flows within hip hop. As long as
they've been doing this from beginning of time, exploiting our culture.
Yeah,
hip hop.
Before hip hop, man.
Yeah,
blues, jazz, rock, everything. Like everything as far as music and culture. Like they always latch onto what we're doing, exploit it, take it over, and do that. It ain't nothing new that they're doing.
Okay. Oh, all right. So I know you guys have made some good points about hip hop is not monolithic. It's diverse. There's different voices. There's different experiences. I ain't gonna lie. When I grew up, I just kind of felt like, you know what I'm saying? If you was not a gangster, bro, you don't need to be spitting. Sit down somewhere. I want to hear from some dudes that had a reputation, you know what I'm saying? But then we start allowing other people to have a voice, which we understand that. My question to you all now, if we could just shift gears a little bit in the time we have remaining. Did hip hop prepare us for manhood? Now let's just be real here. And this could be a different answer because of what you may have listened to. But I want to know individually from each one of you, can you say at all that hip hop prepared you for manhood? I know my father's generation would say that some of the music of the 60s, the 50s and the 60s, the Sam Cookes of the world and so forth and so on. You know, Donny Hathaway's, you know, you get into the 60s and 70s, we're like, yo, this movie, Bill Gathers, this music, bro, it's still the soundtrack. Honestly, let's be honest. Motown. So I had this conversation with Zach. Zach says hip hop is more influential than hip hop's more influential than Motown. I don't know. When I go on a cruise ship and there's a bunch of people on there, people are still playing Motown. Like there was something about that music that inspired change. Do we feel that hip hop is still making men, strong men, brothers that's standing by their families and changing the world? What is your take on that? Did it prepare us for manhood or just survival? You can answer it globally or you can answer it personally. I'm gonna start with O'Shea and then we'll work our way up in terms of age.
So yes and no. I feel like there's a spectrum in a way. I feel like guys like in like just growing up in Cleveland, you know, like I know a lot of guys that just be kind of listening to the same stuff and it doesn't promote anything positive. It doesn't promote what a man's supposed to be. So like in that aspect, no. But then there's also a group of guys who listen to more conscious stuff and stuff that is this stuff that, you know, actually has substance to it, which they can probably say, yeah. And I've gotten a taste of both. Like I've gotten a taste of both kind of sides. So it's just like, honestly, it just really depends on like what.
Let me rephrase this. I'm gonna rephrase for everybody. I'm gonna ask a better question. O'Shea, what did hip hop do for you? Seriously, I want it personally. What has hip hop done for you in terms of helping you as a man?
Honestly, like growing up, it taught me a lot of toxic things. It taught me a lot of toxic things growing up, just 100%. I would say it really instilled like the negative culture, just it wasn't a good influence just growing up, to being honest. Because I was listening to a lot of BS. Now I would say I'm starting to become more well-rounded, more just thoughtful, and I don't know. I feel like now the artist I'm listening to now, I'm starting to become more of, you know, a man, I guess you can say that in that way. But yeah, honestly, that's my answer.
No, that's good. That's a good answer. Cam, how about you? What has hip hop done for you? Personally,
when I first started listening to hip hop, or just any type, like it didn't have a good effect at all. I'll say that's for most people too. Oh, but your question was about me. Yeah, for me, I mean, nah, it didn't have a good like impact early on when I first started listening to hip hop or certain type of rap music and stuff like that. But definitely as I got older and I got like a taste in my mouth of what I want or what I like or stuff like that, it was just easier to decipher, you know what I'm saying, stuff that I should be listening to or stuff that's gonna make me better. So it definitely helped me later on. I'd say probably about 2 years ago was when I took a fast from all like sexual music.
Oh, yeah, same.
Yeah, I took a fast from all. I don't know how long I was gone, but it was for a good while. I came like when I started listening to sexual music again, I literally could not listen to certain things. Like it was like, what is this nigga talking about? Like, like I can't. And then also like words have power. So and I like to songs are better to me when I can recite the whole song. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm really like, yeah, I'm in there. Like I know the words too. Like so if I'm reciting a song and it's talking about something that I don't need to be saying out loud or saying over my whole, like just myself, then yeah, I had to cut all that out. But yeah, later on, about 2 years ago, I definitely say it had a good impact on me, positive impact.
All right, and to the OGs now, I'm gonna give Jason the wheel. You may want to respond to what the young brother said, or you can take it personally. I'm gonna let y'all flow the way you want, but that was very insightful to hear what these young brothers said. Yeah. But the floor is open. Go ahead. I'm gonna start with Jay. And then we'll go to Zach, and I'll let Jamie get the last word in. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll just say the air that you guys grew up in, Cam and Shay, you know, you guys honestly grew up in a bad era of hip hop. You know, I mean, it's just a bad era of hip hop. You know, you have to
admitting that.
But there are some good artists. I will say that. But to find a good artist, you got to dig. You know, I grew up in the 90s. I grew up in the 80s, you know, so I'll say De La Soul, they taught me how to dress. Jay-Z taught me a lot of things about business. Too Short and UGK, you know, say kind of taught me not to be a simp with the wind. You know what I'm saying? So you know,
baby.
Hey man, Too Short and UGK taught me a lot of things, you know, said some things about how to deal with situations, right? So in those eras, 80s and 90s, it was more conscious. You know, now it's a lot of money grab rap, but there are some good artists out there, I keep on saying. So I'm glad that you guys found those diamonds in the rough to kind of appeal to you, you know. So it's all about the kind of era that you kind of grew up in that really has that hip hop that made that effect on you. But I'm glad you guys kind of shifted. And
Well, I don't know why you
guarantee
be hating on J. Cole, brother. This man, J. Cole, is out here. This man, Zach just showed me, or Jamie, this man is out here driving a Civic. This dude is out here driving a Civic, selling CDs out of his car. The man rides a bicycle. He doesn't drive flash. Man, get out of here, man. Anyway.
You don't like J. Cole because you can't play J. Cole at the club. Like,
I don't like J. Cole because J. Cole don't stand on business.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna have another podcast. Yeah, I know where Jay is coming from.
No, real
Who's best rapper?
Too, because I want us to start rating these MCs because I know that's going to create a whole different conversation. But go ahead, Zach. How you want to weigh into what these young brothers, these YNs, if you please? You know what I'm saying? These brothers have spoken some truth to us today.
No, they did, man. First and foremost, I just want to say how proud I am of y'all, man.
Now stop going in dad mode. Pretend
I can't put that on the shelf, man.
I ain't gonna lie. They're having an intelligent conversation, bro.
I'm just really proud because, you know, it's just you can see the maturation of these. You know,
yes.
For sure.
Hey, yo, dude, they're using big words and everything, man.
They got O'Shea, man. They got O'Shea. I'm like, is that O'Shea for real? What's that? You got a goatee and everything.
Yeah, man. I mean, the only thing I'll just answer the question. I don't really have anything to add because I agree with everything they said, and it's just it's beautiful. And as they continue to mature, what appeals to them will continue to evolve. And I would just encourage you guys to just keep on with that process. Don't fall into what everybody else is doing. You know, think about yourself, what resonates with you in your heart and your mind, and follows the values, right? Because I think let's not miss this, right? Shay is my son. Camden is your son, Myron. They grew up with dads that were present. They grew up with dads that poured into them, right? We didn't do everything perfect by any means, but we were there. We took care of our families. We did these things. And so they, you know, that can't be missed. What they're talking about is a reflection of the households that they've been in, and it's the music that resonates with them that matches the values that they grew up with.
Yeah, their ears are different. Yeah,
exactly. So the only thing I would just add for me personally, as far as hip hop is concerned, and Jason touched on it a little bit earlier, was just the identity, right? So when Jason, Jamie, Myron, all of us are, I think we're all in the same age bracket, right? Where we had the Public Enemies and Brand Nubian and yes,
you talking?
I forgot about Brand Nubian.
East Coast. You talking?
Yeah, where so just to pin that point I made earlier about the households that Camden and O'Shea grew up in, those things resonated me because of the house that I grew up in, right? So my parents were very Afrocentric. That's why my name is Osakwe Abiyedakintunde, right? So it was all about Blackness, and it was about Afro-centricity and whatnot. And so I had you go to my parents' houses, African art everywhere. So when you hear BDP, you know, talking about why is that, and they going down the genealogy from Moses all the way, like and Black identity and all of this type of stuff, I was like, okay, this backs up what my parents have been telling me. You know what I'm saying? It resonated with me, and so it made me foundational and put 10 toes down in my blackness. Hip hop did. So that's only
I don't know why Jason is agreeing. He know you don't agree with that. You don't agree with that. Come on, 21 Savage. Come on, put on. What's the rest of all these Lil? I was the first Lil Ron, brother. Lil Ron. And I was conscious, brother.
Give a new artist a chance, brother. Give him a chance.
Go ahead, Jamie.
Yo, man. So
Jamie, I'm gonna ask you something else though. You can answer that question, but bro, so you studying this stuff, bro. Do you think that that hip hop is going in the wrong direction? Mainstream? Is that what the guys are saying? And there's still a good message underground, maybe grassroots, maybe talk to us about it. And talk to us about what you saw in Africa. Because I didn't know that you got some serious hip hop artists in Ghana. Like, talk to us about that.
Yeah, man. So I think hip hop will always be, like you said, it's not monolithic. It has many faces. It appeals to many people in many different spaces and walks of life. Hip hop going mainstream, I think that thread is always going to be there as long as money is involved with it. As long as there's big checks given out to poor people, they're going to make the music that's going to continue to have the checks coming in. And you would find that, you know, the rappers that meet Jason and Zach that we like, the new ones, I've noticed a trend with them. They're the ones that have some sort of connection to the rappers from the past. So you'll hear you'll hear Kendrick doing references to like a Juvenile song or something like that. I'm gonna make Jason mad. You'll hear J. Cole make that song about What If, right? With Biggie and Tupac.
That was fire.
He's flowing like Biggie. He's flowing like Tupac in that. So they have Chance the Rapper as well,
You're
right?
Rolling your eyes?
Chance the Rapper, one of my favorite. They have connections to the old. And I think that's what's important when we talk about hip hop and its evolution, is that we can't throw away those that paved the way. Like one of the things that made me so mad with Nicki Minaj that I never really listened to her, got into her, was when she started dissing Lil Kim. I'm like, hold up, Nick. There ain't no Nicki Minaj without a Little Kim. You don't even touch that. You don't. So when you start rejecting, and that's for us too, right? That when we start rejecting our past, we become lost when we don't know our roots. So you look at these rappers in Ghana and rappers around the world, they are doing that conscious hip hop that we're not exposed to because we don't get their music over here. But if you go on YouTube, so hip hop, whenever there's a movement, whenever there is injustice, hip hop is going to be there. Hip hop will always be there. Rappers are always going to be talking about what's happening because they're the voice of the people. And I think when I answer that question about what has hip hop done, I need us to celebrate hip hop, because here's the thing about hip hop that's important. Hip hop also taught us how to dress. Hip hop taught us how to move, how to do business, as Jason was bringing up. Look here, Jordans would not be popular if it were not for the hip hop community.
Nothing
Ralph
would be popular.
Lauren, Polo would not be where it is if it was not, if black people didn't put their hands on it and put it in their videos. Courvoisier,
Carl Kanai,
all of them brands, right? You name it. And I think that's what's important for us to understand is, as a people, we have always found a way to make lemonade when they throw lemons at us, if I could use that. Hip hop was birthed in the Bronx, was decimated, abandoned projects, and we said, bump that. We're gonna get these stereos and microphones, and we're gonna turn this into something amazing, to where it is today that you can't do anything truthfully without having a hip hop element if you wanted to sell. TV shows. I remember when VH1 would never show a hip hop video. Now they got Love and Hip Hop and all that stuff on their networks. So I just want us, from that standpoint of understanding hip hop, to not reject it and demonize it, but to know, like, yo, we some dope people. and that you can't push anything unless we are involved or we put our hands on it. So Nike owes us a check. Ralph Lauren owes us a check. Supreme owes us a check. All these brands out here, they owe us a check.
No, brother, it's good. That's good. It's good. That's good. Listen, this was a great conversation. Yes, shout out Grandmaster Flash. Yes, shout out. And people in the comments love this. We got to do this again, fellas. I think a part 2 is necessary because there was something that came up that I wanted to really explore. Just don't have time for it. But some of the people who only see hip hop as negative, some of the older folks, you know, from my parents' generation, who don't really understand it and don't understand hip hop is actually probably more than music too. I know we didn't really get into that, but what would be the difference? And I don't want to answer this now, but this is why I want to come back so we talk about who the best MCs are and why. But what would be the difference between what Nas is saying in his first album, It Was Written, and what somebody like Lil
Illmatic, brother. Illmatic.
Did I get it wrong?
You definitely got it wrong.
I was just checking to see if y'all knew y'all stuff. All right, well, okay, we got the right group. We got the right group here. All right, but I'm just saying he was an observer of culture and he was sharing. So I'm just trying to figure out. There are some of us who do not see him on the same plane as Lil Durk or maybe some of these other cats who are doing this exact same thing. It just. You saying they own the drugs and they don't own the drugs. Anyway, I want to actually leave a cliffhanger here. I want to have that discussion as to what may be the differences and what makes one MC better than the other in your eyes, because it seems like people pretty much universally agree on like who the top 5 are all time. That's what I've seen. It's some interchangeable but some of these new guys ain't making that list. I ain't seen one new cat make that top 5 list.
Kendrick Lamar.
Okay, Kendrick Lamar.
Not greatest of all time, though. I mean, for the greatest of all time conversation, it has to embody a nice body of work, right? Like it has to have culture, what I call culture shifting moments, elements in music. And
okay, so just for a cliffhanger, Jason, who are at least in the top 5? You don't have to tell us who the top 5 are. Who's in that 5?
Who's in my top 5?
Yeah, I just want to get everybody's the top 5. Some of the young boys may not be able to even do the top 5, but at least the OGs. Tell me who your top 5 is, and I'll end with Jamie. Who's your top 5?
My top 5: Jay-Z, Biggie, Nas. Now, Biggie's hard because he doesn't have a lot of body of work, but I'll say Jay-Z, Biggie, Nas, Andre 3000, and just to show some love to the old I got put in there, Rakim.
Rakim, yeah, okay. It's crazy how man, somebody's not on that list. Named Tupac. It is amazing. Okay, go ahead, Zach. Who's in your 5?
Not mine.
Nas is in there. Biggie's in there. Pac's in there. Kendrick's in there for me. And Cole's in there.
Okay, Jamie, who's yours?
My top 5 is Nas. It's gonna be Biggie. It's gonna be Jay. It's gonna be let me see. It's gonna be KRS-One.
Now you talking my talk.
Ooh, my fault, Jamie. I slept. I'm sorry. Got to put Chris in there.
Yeah.
Got to put the Blastmaster in there. I'm sorry.
It's gonna be Chris in there.
Oh, you get one more. You get one more, Jamie.
I'm gonna put Kendrick in there. Just for I mean, in his space of time of what he has done.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay. All right. Listen, young brothers, I wish I could get yours in, but I'm running out of time. Listen, guys, thank y'all so much, man. Clap. This was
all the J. Cole blades. Let's all go listen to J. Cole right now.
Yeah, let's go.
The fall off.
Man. Thank y'all, man. Get your shit together, Mix Podcast. Remember, early registration is happening right now for the conference. It ends on February 28th. The price goes up $100. And then a month from there, it goes up $200. Grab your ticket right now. God bless y'all. Peace out.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Get Your Shift Together. Together Men's Podcast. For more information, please visit our website, menswinningscircle.com. That is, menswinningscircle.com. Let's win in the things that matter.